Let's suppose that you're going to have a series of Lunch and Learn seminars for your customers, and you need to record whether they plan to attend as well as their lunch preferences. You could add new permanent fields for this information to your existing screens in SageCRM, but the fields would not be relevant to those contacts not invited to your seminars, and if the fields were updated for each subsequent event, you would lose your historical attendance information. Also, adding fields in this manner would eventually clutter up your screens. A better way to record this information is to use the Key Attributes feature in SageCRM. In this tutorial, we'll take a look at how key attributes could be used to record the seminar information, and then we'll show you how to set up the key attributes that we used in our simple example. So let's jump right in and take a look. Let's suppose that you just got off the phone with one of your customers, Simon Yoltoy, and he confirmed that he plans to attend your next Lunch and Learn event. To record this information, we'll open the Events tab on Simon's record and highlight Lunch and Learn, and by clicking Add Category, the fields we need for signing him up appear on the screen. We'll select the next event, which will be 2010 Quarter 1, and Yes for Will Attend, and Sandwich as his lunch preference, and now we'll click Save. When the next quarter rolls around, we can once again invite Simon and sign him up by clicking the Add button and choose the next quarter from the list. Importantly, key attribute data can be included in SageCRM reports. So in this case, it would be easy to generate a report of customers who plan to attend our event along with their lunch preferences. So that's a simple but effective example of how key attributes can be used for event registration. So now we'll show you how to create the key attributes that were used in this example. We need to first design a structure for our key attribute category. For demonstration purposes, our structure will be very simple, a single category called Lunch and Learn. The data fields for this category will all be selection lists. We'll have quarter with a list of the current and future quarters, and Will Attend with Yes, No as the selections, and finally, Food Preference listing sandwich or salad. So that's our structure, and we'll start by creating our key attribute selection list fields. To do this, we'll go to Administration, Advanced Customization, Key Attributes, and the Key Attributes List tab. You should first review the existing lists since lists can be reused. As you can see, there are already lists for Yes, No, and Quarter that we can use for the Will Attend and Quarter fields. Let's go ahead and edit the Quarter list to include 2011. To do this, we'll click Change and enter the translation 2011-Quarter 1, and then the code, which must not have any spaces, 2011-Q1, and we'll click Add. And we'll just go ahead and increment the quarter number in the translation and in the code and click Add, and we'll repeat this for the third quarter and once again for the fourth quarter, and we'll save the edited list. Now we'll create the lunch preference list by typing in the list name, and we'll click Add List and enter Sandwich as the translation, and the same for the code. And we'll do this again for salad. And we'll save this, and now we're finished with our lists. The next step is to add our Lunch and Learn category, which we'll do by going to the Categories tab. We'll begin by highlighting all categories, and in the lower right, we'll type Lunch and Learn into the category name field, and we'll select Multiple Instance Data Category and click Add. We selected Multiple Instance because we'll reuse this category for each subsequent Lunch and Learn event. Now we'll add the data fields to the Lunch and Learn category. To do this, we'll first make sure that the category is highlighted, then we'll click on Edit Fields, and let's start with the Quarter field by typing Quarter as the field name, and this will become the field caption that you'll see on the screen. Now let's examine field type, and you're offered flexibility here on the type of data that you can present: text, multi-line text, email and web addresses, dates, and more. For our quarter field, we'll choose Selection, and we need this to be a required field. And moving to Key Attribute List, this is where we'll locate the list we just created or edited. In this case, it's the quarter list, and clicking Add includes it on the field list on the left side of the screen. Now let's add Will Attend, and this too will be a selection field. And because we want this to be on the same row on our screen as the quarter field, we'll select Same Line, and we'll also want this to be required, and this will use the Yes, No, Maybe list, and now we'll click Add. And finally, we'll add the lunch preference field, and this will also be a selection list, and we'll keep it on the same line, and this won't be required, and for list, we'll choose lunch preference and click Add, and now save. And back here on the category detail screen, you can see the fields that are now attached to the Lunch and Learn category. The next step is to add the Lunch and Learn category to a category group. To do this, we'll move to the Category Group tab. Notice that there are 3 types of category groups: General, Call Handling, and Activity. For this example, we'll use the General group. Let's click New to create a new group under General, and we'll give it a name, Events, and a description, Customer Events, and we'll select our Lunch and Learn category and click Add. If we had other event-related categories such as workshops and seminars, we might put them in this group as well. We're finished here, so let's click Save. Now for the final step. We need to add a new tab to our person screens to hold our new key attribute category. To do this, we'll go to Customization, Person, and select the Tabs tab, and we'll click Customize. Here we're looking at the list of tabs that are currently present along the top of the person screens. We'll add a tab here for our new key attributes. We'll enter Events as the caption, which will be the label we see on the tab, and we'll leave Action set to Other, and for System Action, we'll scroll to locate Key Attributes. After we made our selection, notice that the Key Attribute Category Group field was dynamically added. Remember that we just created a group called Events, which we'll select, and now let's click Add. By default, the new tab will appear at the far right end of the person screens, but you can reposition it using the arrows. Let's move it over between Phone and Self-Service. And we need to click Update and now Save. And with that, our new key attributes are now ready to be used. Although we showed you how key attributes are used at the beginning of this tutorial, let's return for a review. We'll select a person from our recent list, and there's our Events tab. And here we find our Lunch and Learn category. And remember that if we had additional categories under the Events category group, they would all be listed here. Let's add the Lunch and Learn category to this person's record, and from here we can make our selections. So to recap, we've shown you a very simple example of how key attributes can be used, and we're sure that you'll find many other valuable uses for them. Importantly, there are more advanced features and functions associated with key attributes that we'll leave for subsequent tutorials. Give us a call if you need assistance with this or any other feature in SageCRM. Well, that's it for this tutorial. Bye for now.